Okay, so another day working on this car. And today I'm gonna tell you what it takes to restore a car. It sounds weird giving advice because this is the first car I'm restoring, but anyways. So, here's the car, here's the shop. The shop wasn't created, as you can see, by the big ass crane for cars. My grandpa built this to build vehicles like this. You can see a picture. This is a drill. Don't know how they are called, hydraulic drill. But basically, I have a big ass shop to work on this because you will need a lot of space to open both doors wide, to have access to the car in its entirety. You can see it's a little bit more complete than last time I showed you. I have ventilation, connected all the wires, all the grounds, all the other stuff. Not much. Now I'm getting ready to put on the rug or insulation, or how you call it. Basically the whole rug assembly. And that takes me to another point. You will need a lot of space to keep all that stuff. This is not all the stuff. These are, for example, my chairs. I'm gonna show you, don't get scared. They're moldy. But this is natural leather, so I cannot keep them from getting mold on them because they have been sitting for a really long time. Anyways, so this is the hood, a fender. Another fender is upstairs, which I will show you later. And you can see all the parts. I mean, you will not see them greatly. This is my interior consoles, lights, subwoofer, which is made by Nokia, which is kind of weird. BMW emblem. A lot of interior parts, trim pieces, and everything else. So yes, you have to have a lot of space to keep that stuff. And yeah, you can see I have this is a box of all the screws. You can see how I did it when I took apart the interior. And then the person that took off guards underneath the car, which was the welder that welded all the stuff, he has a unique way of organizing, because this is what he gave me. A bucket full of fasteners. Awesome. Bread. And talking about where all the other pieces like bumpers, fenders are, is up these stairs. So let me quickly take a gander and show ya. So this is the dungeon. It's gonna be a bit darker, but you can see these are my original doors. Well, you can see my shadow. These are the original doors, the two front doors and one back door. Because they are too rusty on the bottom, I had to buy new ones. Okay, you cannot see shit. Basically, they are rusty. Then there are the fender linings, which you can also not see because it's way too dark. Let me make it a bit brighter. Wait. I mean, it don't help. These are the car glasses. And these are the bumpers. My license plate is showing. Wait. I'm gonna cover it real quick. Don't worry, don't worry. There's the other bumper. I had to cover my license plate. I don't want you to see that. This is the front glass. And in this box there are a lot of random... I cannot show you it because it's gonna be just dark, but basically spare pieces from the donor cars. And yet another thing you will need, a lot of connections or places to go to get donor parts, because as with the doors I had to get new ones. Some fasteners I had to get new ones from other cars. The bonnet, as British call it, or the trunk lid, had to be changed. This is the original, and on my car there is a blue one, which is not, so another piece from the car. And yeah, you can see a lot of trim pieces. These are not from my car, these are from donor car doors. And the other piece of the rug. Okay, it's another day, and the camera has changed. Hopefully it has a better audio quality than my phone. Well, it wasn't. For some reason, this camera that should work great, and I bought it a while ago for exactly this purpose, is not that good. The quality you will see in this video will be kinda grainy, and the audio quality sounds kinda boxy. I'm so sorry for that. I will try to fix it in a new video. Also, the camera settings were set correctly. I looked over that. But what I noticed that the new phones actually create a really good video and the audio sounds quite great. So I will probably use that in my next video. Well, camera shut down. So keep watching. Well, as you can see, it changed a bit because it's another morning. There is no longer the rug there, and there is instead of it the sunroof, which was on it before. It is because it is now there, drying out before going into the car. Anyways, so you can see all the space it needs, and just to show you how much space it needs, these are not all the parts. These are not all the parts, there's more of them. So as I said, those were not all the parts, and sorry for the echo because I'm at the bottom floor of my grandpa's building. Here you can see all the other parts that are sensitive to moisture, although there is no moisture in the previous building. There is better insulation and warmer climate and more controlled climate in this part. So I keep here my roof lining, my rear shelf of the car that also has a really cool roll-out curtain. Then there are the door panels, all the other trim pieces that with soft touch fabric, and in all of these boxes are all the other soft interior or sensitive parts. So as you can see, with all that, it takes a lot of space to store all the stuff. Another thing that goes without saying, you will need a lot of time and money. For example, for this car, I started it over 2 years ago when I first took it from another city where I live in and pulled it into my grandparents' shop, which is 100 kilometers from my home. So a lot of driving and a lot of hours on this car. From the first time I pulled a single piece out of it till now that it has been welded on and all the rusty metal is out of it. And for me it worked out because I was in university and I didn't have a full-time job, so I could go to my grandparents' home for a month during my summer breaks and pull all the interior out. If for example you are thinking of doing the same thing and you are working full-time, you only will have weekends, and on the weekends you can do only so much of it before you can see the weekend runs out. So yeah, a lot of time and also a lot of money, because all the people you will work with, for example the welder who welded all of these will get a big sum of money for that. The painter will get another huge sum of money for his work, and all the mechanics that will work on the engine, on the transmission and differential, which need a full rebuild, will also get their share of money. There is a lot of costs associated with this car. And another thing that I needed that I didn't think of when I started this project is my grandpa, because without this shop I couldn't have had a place where to put this car and work on it. Also I wouldn't have the space to put all the pieces, and my grandpa did way more than you can probably think, because he organized everything. He found a person that will weld on this car, because it was a huge pain. If you live in a smaller country like I do, you cannot find people who will spend a lot of time on these cars, because all the people want is small jobs, like only weld this piece and get some of money and not work on this car for over a year, which the welder worked on it, and get a sum of money at the end of it. And also my grandpa searched and found a really good painter, which this will car go to, so that is also really nice. And he also, when I'm in another city doing my studies and my work, he also found extra pieces like that rear door. He does a lot of work when I'm not here. I only bolt stuff together, and for example, if you notice from my last video, these pieces were gray. He painted all the gray metal with some special paint, which is kind of a sticky and rubbery material that acts as a really good shield from rust, and also sound deadening material. He did all that, and for example the trunk looks almost like new, like really perfect, because he painted it with a roller and all the other stuff. He also helps around the car. All the stuff that is time consuming, he does it. Like for example, this was all rusted metal. He cleaned it up, painted it, which weirdly enough took like an hour, because all the rust out of it and paint it and scrub it before it is a good metal. It takes time. Also this is a rubbery like shock absorber for the exhaust, and this has to be pressed out with like hydraulic press, and he painted it and put it back together. So he does a lot of stuff that I wouldn't be able to do, like find people and the stuff that takes, I don't know, experience, because I'm 22 years old, I don't have that much experience. And yeah, so at the end, is it worth to take on a huge project like this? Well, maybe, but not for the reason you might think it is. If you had a rarer car than this, it is obviously really a more practical task to restore a rarer car than this, and to restore a car like this that you can find on the marketplace for $10,000 to $20,000, maybe it is not worth to restore it, because you can just spend your time working and work to earn money to buy this car. Because now I can say that it takes way more time and way more money and hassle than I thought it will. For me, what I saw visually is only some rust on the rocker panels, some rust on the doors, and on the roof only that single corner, if it focuses, that corner there was rusty. And when the glass was off and it revealed itself, this was also rusty. And a lot of other stuff that I didn't see was also rusted out. So it takes way more time for the welder to do all those things, and a lot of more money to fix all that. And there is also other problems that you don't see, and that takes way more money and way more time than you originally might think it takes. For me then, this project was worth it, because I got to work on my first car. Apart from other service related and small jobs like changing the light bulb or fixing some random stuff on my daily driver, I didn't do much on the cars. So this was a really cool experience, and I really enjoyed it. Another thing I enjoyed, which sounds like a sob story, was working with my grandpa. I got to spend a lot more time with him, work with him, and just spend time with him. So at the end, this project is worth it, because I will get a nice car out of it, and I will gain a lot of knowledge about it. So this video was more to showcase what I have done on this car, where all the stuff is and what it takes, more than a guide for you to restore a car, because I still haven't done it fully, and I would not know how to do it fully without my grandpa. So yeah, this is an update. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I will see you on the next one. Have a nice day.
You know I'm not leaving. Promise that I'll be there.